Getting consistent web design clients really comes down to one thing that freelancers tend to skip. Now, after more than 10 years in this industry and building an agency that's done over 40K in a month, I can confidently tell you that the designers that have their calendars booked for months in advance are not better at outreach. They just have a foundation underneath that makes client acquisition super easy. And without that foundation, you're gonna keep having months where you land a few clients and other months where you're super stressed because nothing is coming in at all and you have no idea why. Which is why in this video, I'm gonna show you guys what that foundation actually is and the 5 action steps that you need in order to consistently be getting clients. Now, before we even talk about action steps, there's something fundamental that you guys need to understand. Because without understanding this core thing, nothing about what we're going to talk about even is going to make any sense. Because look, I'm not going to lie to you, being a good designer is super important. Also, having clean systems, knowing how to manage clients, knowing how to be able to control different projects, that's all going to be super important. I'm not going to say that's not. But all of that quickly fades away if the way that you operate day to day is completely unproductive. And I don't mean the productivity that you're probably thinking of. It's not something that I've learned after reading Atomic Habits or doing cold showers or anything like that. And I feel like these books, these productivity books, are built for big CEOs or people that are not necessarily junior, mid freelance designers and web developers. And that's an entirely different niche. So I kind of want to tie it in a little bit more, because as a freelancer, you're not just one thing, you're kind of 10 jobs in one. You're the actual designer, you are sales, you are client management, you are project management, recruiting, everything in one job. And the problem is that a lot of freelancers don't necessarily have any structure around that. So what happens is that everything sort of bleeds into everything else. So for example, you might wake up, you check your email, you realize that there's some sort of client request, you're stressed about that, so you start to do that. And then 3 hours later, you realize that you haven't actually done the core work that you had to do that day. And when you finally have time to yourself, you think that you can now start to look for when that next client is going to come in. But at that point, you're already behind because your pipeline is empty. So at the end of the week, you're kind of scrambling and you're trying to find another client. And that's what happens to a lot of designers, myself included in the beginning. You're kind of stuck in the cycle and you're pushing things aside because you don't necessarily know what to focus on. So the real question is not, how can I get a new client? It's what structure can I implement so that client acquisition becomes easy? And that type of thinking requires a specific type of productivity, but not the super generic ones that you're going to find in these type of books. Productivity that's specific around web design. And after years and years of doing this stuff myself, I've narrowed it down to 5 core things that can help with client acquisition. The first one is to fix that feeling where you think you've been doing work for hours and hours, but realistically, you only got a few things done. Why does that happen? Why is it that you can sit down in Framer or Figma or Webflow and hours go by and you've barely made any progress? So there's this concept called maker schedule versus manager schedule. And it basically boils down to managers are able to block their times in 1-hour blocks, but designers and people that are creative have a lot of context and sort of mental RAM that they need to load up to be able to do the work that they have to do. It's not as simple as just checking an email. When you're actually in the work, that takes so much more energy. And so the reason why we feel like we're doing a lot of work, even though we barely get anything done, is because when we're constantly switching between tasks, we feel like we're doing a lot, but the actual work itself does not get done. So how do you fix this? Well, I have morning blocks scheduled out for the hard work. And I usually do this in 4-hour blocks. So when I wake up, do my workouts, do whatever, and then the actual work blocks are in 4-hour chunks. Now, during this 4-hour chunk, I make sure to block any distractions from email, from Instagram, from Slack, Discord, whatever your contact ways is. That way, when I've reached lunchtime and I've spent hours in Framer or Figma, my mind can kind of relax and I don't need to do all that hard work later in the afternoon. And the second habit connects a lot to the first one, because in those 4 hours, your time is only as powerful as the actual work that you put into it. So for the longest time, for years, I was doing every single project from scratch over and over again. To give an example, most marketing sites have very similar layouts. There's only so many layouts that a website can have. For example, your hero header, the main text is either going to go on the left. So now you can apply that to all the different sections. You can apply that to branding, to marketing, to social stuff. And I was seeing other designers charging 2 to 3 times more what I was charging while having faster turnaround times. So mentally, you're trying to figure out how they're able to do that. So this is the secret that no one's telling you. All the projects that you're working on, try try to save the sections as much as you can without copying all the work and all that. But the main thing you want is the layouts. You want to be able to reuse these layouts over and over and create your own small library. If you finish your project in, say, 15 hours instead of 40 hours, you can spend the other 25 hours on outreach or working on something that's going to bring you clients. If you think about it and you don't do this kind of templated method, at the end of the week, when you've done the same exact layouts over and over, you're very, very tired and you don't really have enough energy to go and look out for more clients. That's just not something mentally that you're ready to do. So in conclusion, this hack is super, super easy. If you just spend 30 minutes at the end of the project to compile everything, you're going to save yourself hours and hours every other project that you do. But it doesn't have to be a massive thing. You just have to be consistent. And in 6 months from now, you're going to have a massive library of all the work that you've done that you can own and you can reuse on other projects. But as your library grows, you'll eventually get so efficient at client work that you might actually stop doing the one thing that keeps the pipeline full. I had that exact same problem until I found this strategy. Every day, you want to allocate a specific amount of time to do outreach or to get new clients. It cannot be as a freelancer that you spend your 8 hours a day just working on projects. You need to allocate some of that time to looking for new clients or trying to negotiate to bring that client in. You need to set a target every day to send out at least 10 DMs, 10 outreach emails, whatever you want to track or metric, but you need to be able to be consistent with that day after day after day. But eventually you're going to have a massive list of people that you've talked to, which leads me into the next one, which is batched client communication. Clients love to send you messages all the time, but that does not mean that you need to reply to them every single time you get a notification from Slack. What I do is I set aside a specific time of every day where I reply to all the different emails and Slack notifications that I have. What this does is mentally, I'm freeing up a lot of time and energy. I don't have to constantly be checking what people are saying. Now, this is not always possible, of course, but if you can do this, then it's going to save you a lot of mental energy. Number 5 is completely different. It has to do with this thing right here. This is my favorite object in this entire room. Basically, as humans, we remember everything that is unfinished. We always have open loops to try to remember what needs to be finished, what's kind of left over. So that is helpful if we have something like the fire is on in the hob, but not necessarily if you have a ton of work to do and you're always constantly thinking about that. In your journal, if you don't have one, buy one. At the end of every day, of every night, you want to write down all the things that are still left to do for the next day. And simply just writing it down allows your mind to kind of slightly close that chapter, be able to relax, be able to think about tomorrow and okay, that's going to be dealt with tomorrow. But it's important to actually write this down, not just think it, because that way your mind can actually physically understand that it does not need to worry about it right now. Now, if you still think that getting consistent clients still has to do with some revolutionary work, it really isn't. Just think about all the things that we covered today. Now, the reason I know all this is because I spent years and years doing design the wrong way. And honestly, some of those mistakes almost made me want to quit design entirely. So take a look at this video if you want to see that story.